just to hide and clear my head, or silently talk to myself. To wonder where I was, or what I should do about wherever it was I was at, or go back to the village again just to compare the bebop of Charlie Parker with the tricky twangs of young Bobby Dylan's Minnesota blues, or anybody else, anybody's old bluegrass strummings until I felt the burning need to do even more about the life I feared I was not really living, more about some floating need to go beyond every subway stop in the world. Until then, I never realized a real need to go. Maybe to San Francisco again. Why not? Any American who survived an atom bomb test out on a Frenchman's flat in Nevada should see San Francisco over and over again, sooner or later, because, as Harry Bender said, in America, it was always wise to change oceans every now and then. So, because that sounded so right, I hooked up with a pair of high-speed lovers who had been paid to deliver a big, brand-new, red-hot Buick to Sausalito, California, just over the Golden Gate Bridge. Since that really sounded right, 3 days later I packed my bag and portable typewriter and I was standing on the curb of 114th and Broadway. From where, an hour later, the two lovers and I had whizzed over the George Washington Bridge on our way to Denver. And 4 days later, we're speeding up over the Rocky Mountains to 2 more days later roll down a pair of curved California hills towards the San Francisco Bay, where we stepped over the Bay Bridge, circled into North Beach, finally stopping right in front of City Lights bookstore, where 2,500 miles wiser, I got out and after the red Buick pulled away, walked into City Lights, where luckily I ran into a traveler from Atlanta who told me where I could find a cool, cheap apartment up on Russian Hill, where mornings later I sat alone, listening to an endless ringing telephone down the hall, knowing that no one in the world knew where I was staring, how I was staring out of a cold, curved oval window, watching a swirl of pearl gray afternoon sun cut the fog over the Golden Gate Bridge in half. Days and nights later, when a damp evening loneliness lured me back to North Beach, I shyly strolled along Green Street until I discovered the Jazz Cellar. At the bottom of a wide wooden staircase where, night after night, the likes of Coney Poindexter, Brew Moore, or Max Hartstein provided all kinds of bass and sax sounds that sometimes rhythmized whatever poetry was being read. A month or so later, that cellar provided me with all kinds of strange changes to various pieces of poetry that I read, because the creative possibilities of jazz and poetry is simply a matter of listening and weaving keen words into sounds and tones that come